Hey folks, Phil Gallagher here for the final round with this blue-white enchantment deck. Playing against Michael Mapston. We may be playing against Painter's Servant. I don't know if he's switched decks or not. So this will be good for me in that I get to see what it's like to play against some depths with this. So I can hide my two most valuable cards on top. So I can put like Rest in Peace on top followed by Energy Field. Actually, or I can leave like Helm 2 down and protect that since I have double Energy Field already. No, I can put Rest in Peace and Energy Field on top and then play around discard spells on following turns. I have no idea what you're supposed to take from this Thoughtseize. So like the Energy Field and Helm don't do anything right now on their own, but represent the most catastrophic things that can go wrong. And my opponent has to assume that my good stuff is on top, so it's very likely that there is a Rest in Peace here. Does that mean you take the Energy Field and try to leave me stuck with the Helm? Or are you supposed to just take the Force, hope that I don't have the Rest in Peace, and then go from there? Yep. I like that line a lot. I kind of do want to get greedy and brainstorm to try to make another land drop. I think that's fine. Nice. I could shuffle away some of this stuff during my next upkeep by just going past it with Impulse. So I think I'm going to get rid of Force and my redundant Energy Field by doing that. So let's stop in my upkeep now. Yeah, I don't mind you working towards assembling the combo. Depending on how turbo my opponent is, they might not actually have all that many answers to what I have going on. Let's just take a land here. Don't mind the click. That gives me something to do if I whiff on land next turn. But if I don't whiff on land, we just will end this game in a turn cycle. So I'll just pass the turn with click and pierce up, hoping to kill my opponent once I get to 5 mana. I think this is far safer than just going for the kill immediately. You would like to abrupt decay my rest in peace. My energy field will still be active, though. Keeping that in mind, let's fetch while that's still safe. Let's get an island. I really wanted this to be more of a surprise, but it's okay. I think I'll just click myself. Let's pitch my Keranos. I think Helm is going to end the game relatively quickly, assuming I can find another rest in peace. It's possible I should have just banned the Spell Pierce since I can't really cast it with the energy field around, though. Am I putting another one of those into play to play around another Abrupt Decay? I think I am. No. I probably shouldn't, because like leaving one in hand allows me to cantrip on a future turn and then redeploy the energy field. Strong. Somewhat surprised my opponent got rid of the Dark Depth to do that, but I guess it doesn't matter to. Okay, that makes sense. So I think my opponent was supposed to wait on that. But I guess it would have been punishing if they did, given that exact draw. Man, I wish I had one more mana. So I guess the next question becomes, do they have Sajiri Step in their main deck, followed by do they have another Wasteland in their main deck? Let's hope they don't have another Wasteland. they do have another wasteland, I end up pretty far behind. Oh, crap. It's often a utility one of, so I don't regret my line. And now we've been taken off of white for our rest in peace. Really surprised they didn't just Vampire Hexmage the Dark Devs at the end of their turn. But I guess they were playing around Swords to Plowshares. They don't know that I don't have access to that in the main deck. No, so I do like their line, actually. With the information that they have. With the information I have, it's an entirely different story, but, you know. Do you have a third wasteland? He just says, stop. In timestamp order, Phil, I'm out of wastelands, damn it. Followed by me. Really hope you don't have a third wasteland. Yeah! There's plenty of other ways to take my energy field off the table, though. Boy, that's so awkward. That is so close to exactly what I need right now. But if I fetch, I sacrifice energy field. And this is energy field 3, so I have to start being very careful with these. We may just see some deck thinning here. Yeah, that's just a redraw at this point. No. Okay. Do I want to double Spell Pierce this? I think I do want to double Spell Pierce this. I need to make it look like I have something like a Swords to Plowshares that's really worth protecting. Goodbye, energy field. I can still draw yet another energy field. We can draw number 4. So if I play Mentor, I'll just die. If I play Rest in Peace, I'll die if they don't have Sajiri's Step. So if they have Sajiri's Step, they just go Hexmage Depths, activate Reclaimer, Sajiri Step, push it through. And I die. Otherwise, I don't die because I shrink the Reclaimers down to a reasonable size. That works too. Alright. Moon seems fine. Swords to Plowshares seems actively good. Humility seems actively good. I will probably play Ley Lines and maybe Supreme Verdict. Let's figure out what I don't like. I have mixed feelings on Spell Pierce and Flusterstorm, given how long I expect this game to go if I am winning. But it's early interaction that I do think is important. I kind of feel like if I'm going to bring in Humility and Verdict, that I should junk these. I think Impulse being slow is relevant. Alright, Humility Keranos works the way I want, I believe. Because it's not going to be a creature when I don't have Devotion, so Humility isn't going to turn it off, I think. If I'm wrong about that one, it'll be awkward, but I'm not willing to look up the rulings on it right now. I don't love how many cantrips I'm cutting here, and it's possible that I just, shouldn't play the Detention Sphere. But I think anything that can answer a Merit Lodge, potentially, is strong. Another thing to keep in mind is I do have one Caracas that I can naturally draw. I would like to play first. Yes. Keep. So Spell Pierce for like an initial discard or something like that. I have half of my lockout potential here. I have a removal spell for a turn 1, like Bob or Reclaimer or something like that. So I feel pretty good about the hand as a whole. Play a fetch out for flexibility. No need to dump an energy field into play early. Just literally no reason to. Goodbye, Swords to Plowshares. Brainstorm would be a pretty sick draw to kind of undo some of the clunk of my hand. Alright, my opponent has punched a huge hole in my hand. I don't think I just want to run an energy field out there when I have like so many cantrips to draw towards, and I'm probably going to need to interact with my opponent some more. So we'll just pass the turn. think this takes the energy field. The helm isn't all that scary on its own. Ooh, I am mistaken. Alright, so my win condition is my opponent's nurturing peatland and their dark confidant. So now I kind of just want to fetch, cast my energy field, Enlighten Tutor, Rest in Peace to the top of my library, and just have both of those things ready to go next turn. Humility is also really strong, though. Humility would buy me so much time. It would also stop the Bob from drawing cards. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Humility here. And I will just ram my energy field out there. It just plays around discard that my opponent might draw. And if they draw a piece of discard, they'll fire it off because they know that I have that. So kind of the most interesting thing about this turn is that my opponent is going to proceed with their turn, assuming that the top card of my library is Rest in Peace. Because that's what I was intending on getting. But in actuality, it's not. Nice 1/1s. So Humility dodges Abrupt Decay, but not Assassin's Trophy. Okay. Do I want to play another energy field just to play around Abrupt Decay? No, I'm not actually taking that much damage. We'll save this one for a bit later. And we're going to always yield to that Sylvan Library. You do you. So I've gotten them to take some damage. Okay, that's fine. We'll take a whopping 2 damage here. And I don't need to, like, hurry and play this second energy field as long as Humility is in play. I should maybe even wait a turn on this Brainstorm, truth be told. I'm not going to, but it might be correct. Alright, so I can put back Pierce and Energy Field, play Rest in Peace and Ponder. I think actually, no, I want to save the Ponder. I want to save the Ponder. I just want to get a little bit deeper first. I know I want that top card, but I might not want cards 2 and 3 below it. So I'd rather draw the one card I want, ponder, try to set something up, and then play my energy field. I think my opponent wants to make a 1/1. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's a 1/1. I would be fine drawing the Keranos as a win condition, but I don't want 2 of the other of those cards. That was just a 1-mana draw card. That's a-okay with me. My opponent getting a ton of virtual card advantage with this Sylvan Library, by the way. The second Sylvan Library, less good. Let's put back land. I'll play a redundant Rest in Peace, and then next turn we can talk about brainstorming. And getting through the other lands that are there. A redundant energy field would be kind of good. Oh, opponent going to 1. I guess that punishes me for not leaving a land in my hand. Because any discard spell would have put me in the same spot. Like, I totally could have left an island in my hand and played around, like, Thoughtseize a little bit better. So the crop rotation there just gives them a shuffle, so the second Sylvan Library can try to find something that answers the energy field. That I will hold. Although I think I've already seen like 3 of my brainstorms. Yeah, I've already seen 3 of my brainstorms. So it's somewhat unlikely I'll find the last one. But I need to keep it in mind. Rather than playing out these lands, I'm just going to hold them in hand, make it look like I have something. So my opponent probably didn't draw a good card there. They're probably just getting a card off the top of their deck to try to get deeper. Green is fine. Green-black is what would scare me. Yep. Now I'm under the gun. Even though each one of those things individually is not all that scary, together they represent a 3-turn clock. So, if I Detention Sphere away double Vampire Hexmage, I don't actually change the clock at all. Because it's 6 and then 12 versus 4 and 8. So I think I'm just going to Detention away the 2 Sylvan Libraries and leave them stuck with the cards that they have right now. And then my next draw step will be pretty big for figuring out whether or not I'm dead. A Helm will kill. Spell Pierce will not. Alright, so we went 1 and 4 with this deck list. Although I think this sort of deck list might be well positioned for my pod. I don't know that I feel like this is powerful enough in a vacuum that I want to be going and playing it. And I also don't think it will make for good entertainment value. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and eliminate this as a deck that I would want to play. I do think this archetype has some real merit right now in the metagame. I think being able to play 4 Rest in Peace in your main deck is just absolutely nutty good. I hope that you enjoyed at least some of these videos, and I'll be back again sometime soon. Cheers!